Hello, welcome to Nattys Crafts. I'm Natalie. I always do all the crafting. And today we're going to do one more wood craft. This was supposed to be on last week's video, but I ran out of time editing. So we're going to do it today. And we're making a phone stand out of wood because why wouldn't we? That sounds like fun, right? We're just making stuff. So give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe. When you subscribe, you should hit the bell so you know when the next video comes out. So let's go ahead and go take a look. So we're going to make a phone stand out of tumbling towers and popsicle sticks. So first we got to figure out what size. So my phone, this I think is not even a phone. I think that was my insulin pump or my machine. But anyway, so take your phone to measure how big you need your phone stand to be. So first I'm going to measure the height, and then I know that I need 2 blocks wide. So now I have a general idea of how big I need to make it. Now, if you have a large phone like the 7-inch, or I think they even have 7.5-inch phones nowadays, you're going to need more blocks. I no longer have a big phone because when I bought my current phone, I didn't see it. I bought it over the phone, literally over the phone. I bought my phone over the phone. Anyway, moving on. So we're going to glue all of these tumbling tower blocks together. So we're going to start off by gluing them end to end. And I'm using the, what is it called? The square to press against so that I can make sure that my glue is even, or my blocks are even with each other as I glue them together. And then removing any extra glue that may ooze out. We don't want any of that showing. We are going to end up staining this. If you painted it, it wouldn't matter as much. When you stain it, it matters quite a bit. And I'm not sure why, but I wasn't using my normal wood glue my wood hot glue that I would normally use when I do a project like this. I don't know why. Maybe because I was gluing something else. And so then this was out already. I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to glue all those together, and then we have to glue them together, the sets. We have to glue the sets together. So we'll just go through and go the long way and stick those together as well, and still using that square to make sure they're even, flat, get rid of any of that extra glue. We don't want that oozing out anywhere. All right, and then once we have that together, I think this is the last one that I had. Then we want to let it sit, press it together, let it sit for a few moments, and then we're going to add some support to it. So I'm going to cut off the end of one of these wide craft sticks, and that's going to go on the bottom or near the bottom to help hold it. And just using my Cutco scissors to cut that popsicle stick or craft stick. And then we're also going to cut a small dowel that is the same size as the craft stick we just cut. And we're doing that so that it has something, so that the wood blocks are obviously square or rectangle. So they're not going to lay flat with the angle at which we're going to set the phone up. So we have to make it so that it can comfortably rest against the holder that's going to keep the phone stand standing. Okay, I don't know if this is making any sense, but you want to use whatever tools you can to make it kind of curve so you have as much space available to glue all of these pieces together. And again, I would probably use wood hot glue, but I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't use it. I don't understand. So we're going to glue another pair of tumbling tower blocks. We're going to glue a craft stick on the end, and you can see how it's sticking out. I glued it on the narrow end. And then I'm going to cut my dowel rod a little tiny bit smaller than the length of the 2 tumbling tower blocks. And I'm going to put that in the little crevice between the craft stick and the tumbling tower blocks. And again, this is just helping to give us more support and more strength. That is the whole purpose of that little dowel rod there. And then once that looks good, I'm just going to measure to make sure it's going to fit the way I need it to fit. And we're going to make a little shelf on the large piece. So for the shelf, I'm again just going to glue together 2 more tumbling tower blocks. I don't know how many tower blocks I used in the craft, less than a box though. I still have the tall boxes from back in the day. I still have some of those left, so I'm still digging through those to do these wood crafts. And then again, I'm just measuring to make sure that my phone is going to sit on there properly, and it looks like it will. So I'm going to put an edge, another craft stick as an edge, which will kind of help to hold my phone. All right, and then we're going to glue that onto the large piece that we made, the actual holder. And we're going to glue it so that the piece that is sticking up is a little taller. We're going to glue it so that that piece is in the front. I'm going to put just a small bead of glue along the corner there, which will help to keep my phone secure because it'll kind of rest against that glue, but also it will make it a little stronger as well. So then I'm going to use some regular wood glue, and I'm going to use regular wood glue and hot glue to glue that shelf, basically is what we're making, onto the phone stand. That seemed like a lot of words for a very simple task. Sorry. And we're just going to press that down. Make sure you hold it for at least 10 seconds to really get that glue down and not bubbly. And then we have to figure out how to make it stand up straight. Not straight. We don't want it straight. We want to make it stand up at an angle. So we're going to put a bunch of glue everywhere. Glue here, glue there, just glue everywhere basically. And then rest the phone stand against the piece that we just put all the glue on. And you see how it's at an angle? We don't want it straight up and down, obviously, because your phone won't stand. But we do want it at an angle. And then I'm going to add more glue in any of the crevices. I'm going to add another dowel rod, again, to fill the crevices. It gives us a little bit more support, something more to glue to. And then I'm going to add some large Jenga blocks, not the Dollar Tree tumbling tower blocks. These are going to be the large Jenga blocks. And I'm going to glue those onto the back, laying flat, so that there is more surface area for the phone stand to stand against. And when I did this, I put too much glue. It was too long. It was too big. I just kind of screwed it up. So then I had to take some of that glue off. Did I show it? Yeah, there. I took some of the glue off and shortened it up a little bit, and just a little tiny bit of hot glue there. Wood glue in the middle, most importantly. And then we're going to put that large Jenga block. We're going to attach that to the back. And then because this is tall, because we want the phone to be able to sit sideways or, let's see, horizontal or vertical, we also need a piece to hold the top up, basically. So we're going to use another Jenga block, again, a big, strong Jenga block, and some small pieces of wood. So there was a little bit of a gap from the Jenga block to the wood panel. So I'm going to fill that little bit of a gap with 2 cut pieces of craft sticks. And it basically just fills the gap. And that's all we need. So again, just going to use some regular wood glue and some hot glue. And we're going to glue it right in the middle because our main support there is going to be right in the middle. Sorry, I keep turning it so you can't even see, but I didn't know how else to record it other than from above where I always record it from. So you get what I mean, though. You're just gluing that little piece of wood onto the back of the phone holder. And then we're going to do the same thing with the second little piece of wood. We're basically you could have just glued the 2 pieces of wood together and then glued both to the phone stand, or you could do it like this, where I did one at a time. Either way would have worked just fine. And so you can see where it's standing in the middle there to fill up the gap. And then we're going to glue the large Jenga block onto those two pieces, as well as kind of near the top of the phone stand. So again, with the wood glue, and then we're going to use lots of hot glue. And then I'm going to also just put some glue up at the top there where the block is going to hit. And then we're going to glue that all together. And again, hold it 10 seconds. Be patient so that it stays, it's secure, and all of the things. And then if you want to paint, you could paint your phone holder. I wanted to stain it, so I'm staining. Well, I'm not staining it. I'm using brown acrylic paint mixed with water, and I'm doing my fake stain. And it's not as, I don't know how to say it, not as brown as it looks in real life as it looks in camera. And there it is. Just a cute little phone stand. Just because, why not make it? Why not? I've got a million of the Dollar Tree plastic ones, but I want something a little bit more natural looking. So there's my phone stand, and it fits my phone perfectly. I thank you so much for stopping by Nattys Crafts today. I sure hope you can give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe. When you subscribe, you should hit the bell so you know when the next video comes out. I thank you so much. Be sure to appreciate today, as tomorrow is never promised. Thanks, y'all. Y'all have a great one.